we step into day 2 looking for Dorothy, who went missing in 1975 up here in Boston. That is a car.
There's a car.
I have not been informed.
One thing I need all of you to understand as we step into day 2 looking for Dorothy, who went missing in 1975 up here in Boston, is that the longer these cases go on, the more myths, the more rumors, the more theories that go on in these. And so where we ended up yesterday, Bill, was we worked a part of the Charles River yesterday. We found a vehicle that matched the time era that had been underwater for more than 40 years, right underneath the police headquarters marine unit. They came out, they knew nothing about it. We dove on the vehicle, but it turned out to not be the correct vehicle based upon kind of what it is that you found yesterday on that one, Bill.
Well, so there was a tire that was a 215-15X, and the Maverick has 165-14s. So, you know, it did have white walls. It did have a very unique rim set on it. So, you know, it was very close because it's very similar to a Mustang chassis. And so, but the 215-15Xs do not match. It's much too big, not only width-wise, but also in the height. So,
and so before we come back into, you know, the vehicle we're looking for is a 1970 Maverick, as well as a little bit more about Dorothy, I want to touch on these myths, rumors, you know, and theories that take place over time. We had one particular case, you know, Carrie Mae Parker, and on that one she was missing for 30 years. And, you know, search warrant had been served on the boyfriend's property. They dug it up twice, and in the end, it turned out to be nothing more than an accident. But one of the things that we want to touch on today, that if you saw episode number 1, which is linked down below, is that we finished up at the Charles River. We couldn't get back in it yesterday because of the heavy rush hour traffic, the rain, and so we made our way up to Jamaica Pond for this rumor. And you were talking to some locals this morning. You've been talking to the son. Before you get into these theories here, tell us about Dorothy, you know, her kids, how she went missing, where she went missing. Well, we don't know how she went missing, but kind of where she went missing from, and the backstory on this.
So the backstory is that she went to the penalty box at Boston Garden, which is directly across. It's now called the Causeway Bar and Grill. It is on Causeway Street. It is right in front of where we searched yesterday, which is under the bridge, which is the Washington Bridge. It crosses over from Boston into Charlestown. So, you know, this whole thing is that she lived in Brighton, but she would travel all the way to Boston all the time, and they would go to late night hours, bars and grills, late night for, you know, a cocktail.
Now in my area, when you say all the way, you're like, in my area in Central Oregon, it's like, all right, you're going an hour to 2 hours. Here, you're still going an hour, 2 hours, but it's only,
but not at 2 o'clock in the morning.
6 to 9 miles.
Yeah, but not at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Right. So all the way is not that far.
Yeah, you know, 10 miles. You're in essence all the way east.
Right.
All the way to Boston Harbor. Down Boston, and then you come out to Brighton, come out to Alliston, in this area out here. You know, we're in Jamaica Plain, which is just west of Brighton, where she lived on Monastery Road. And so, is it plausible that she came out here? Yeah, it's possible that it's in between Roslindale, where her boyfriend lived, and where she lived.
Right.
Would she go past her kids to go over here at 3 o'clock in the morning? Yeah, but the son keeps telling us that there's a potential that she's in Jamaica Pond. She's in Jamaica Pond, and the rumor is around the whole neighborhood here is that there's a car with a woman in it in Jamaica Pond, and then on top of that, this is supposedly a kettle pond, which is a kettle glacial pond, which it kind of bowls out and gets really deep in the middle. So it's a kettle, which is, you know, it's a big cauldron. So it's very shallow on the edges and then tapers after that island over there. So is there a possibility that that car could float out there? Well, it's got to get probably 12 to 50 feet before it actually can even start to float.
Right. Wait, in some locations.
In some locations.
On the south end here. On the north end, it looked a little bit deeper. Over here, it looked a little bit deeper where, like, the truck is at. You can actually see the bank drop off.
So yeah, but we've got to figure out if it's deep enough in itself. You know, if we have, you know, 6 to 12 feet anywhere, I'm sure that it gets out to 20 in the middle.
Right.
So we'll see what the depth is, and I think that'll also dispel the rumors that are out there to to the locals and to the neighborhood that says, you know, there is no car in here, or there is.
Right. And so, you know, so Dorothy that we're looking for is 35 years of age. We were also with the state Massachusetts police yesterday. This pond technically is not supposed to have any motors on it at all. So they are fans of ours. They've watched our series. They know that we have gas motors as well as electric. They have given us a get out of free jail card in the event that we run into any park rangers or any Karens of the world this morning. We will not be using the gas motor. We will be using the electric motor, so that we were keeping things nice and clean this morning. And on that one, I say that, you know, it's not even 7 a.m. Let's go dispel this myth. We're gonna grab breakfast and jump in the Charles River, but who knows? We might, fingers crossed, find Dorothy in Jamaica Pond. So let's get the boat in. Let's see if we can find her.
For families who have all but given up on finding their loved ones, this team is a last hope. Civilian divers cracking cold cases for free.
Early morning.
Jared.
Say again?
I said good morning.
Good morning. Beautiful morning, 7 a.m. We normally don't start this early, but
Someone was up at 5.
It just feels really. Listen, I have a little bit of jet lag going from the west coast to the east coast here, and I just needed a little bit of beauty sleep. And
You went to bed early. We went to bed at 10:30.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I
was
went to
up
bed
at 12:30 thinking it was 5 a.m.
Yeah. So let me explain the sonar readings here, so that way all of you understand what it is that we're looking at this morning if you have never seen one of our docuseries, and as well as the sonar. We use 3 different systems, so that way it really helps us to triangulate if something is in here. The first thing, and the most, if I had to choose only one, I would choose side scan is where it all starts. Now the side scan is on the bottom of my Hummingbird screen here. Right now you can see that I'm casting 75 feet to the left and 75 feet to the right. The direction of the boat, where the little boat icon is at, and the direction of travel, everything black right there is water column. So if you look in the upper left, it says depth 2.9, 3.1. That's the depth of the water right now. We're going to be looking, especially in this clear water, we need depths of 8 to 12 feet minimum in order to hide a vehicle in this glacier clear water here. Now we're able to also scan back and see, all right, we have a target back here, we can zoom in on it, and is that our car, is that our target? Well, that is not. And partly the way I can tell is we're looking at those grid lines, 18, 36, 54. A car we're looking for is going to be roughly 14 to 16 feet in length. If it's a truck, 16 to 20 feet or so in length. So those grid lines, first of all, are able to really help us identify if it's the right scale that we're looking for. The next thing I do is once I identify, let's say, all right, I have a vehicle that is, 50 feet off to the left here. I'm not going to see that on the live scope or the down imaging, so I need to get over the top of it. Once I get over the top of it, I'm then able to identify what the height of the vehicle is, and I'll go over it a few different directions to really get a good idea as to what this target is. So both of those on Hummingbird are pictures in time versus the live scope over here, which is happening in real time. So if a fish swims by, we're going to see a fish in real time. Now, a lot of this right here on live scope, as you're looking at it, we're 3.4 feet deep right here from the bottom of the transducer, but you have a lot of noise there. Well, that noise is, if you look down in the water here, you can actually see the plants growing and a lot of moss. And so while there can be a vehicle in there, it's going to be a little more difficult to see because the vegetation there is 2 feet tall, but between side scan, down imaging, and live scope, we should be able to pick up a vehicle if a vehicle is in there, or we might be able to just see the top of it. because the water clarity is so clear. However, I'm not expecting that because this is a recreational canoe lake, sailboating lake, and so in clear water, it's very, very rare that a vehicle would be here for 48 years without somebody noticing it. But this is where I'm starting to get interested in now, is you have a steeper hill coming off here. It's starting to get a little bit deeper, and so on sonar you can see how the vegetation, the deeper it goes, the less vegetation there is. So you can see my bottom just became nice and clear versus when we were closer to the bank there. Now most of my scans I like to be roughly 35 to 40 feet from shore, and that way I'm covering 30 to 40 feet from shore plus the other 75 on the left, so I'm covering a good 100 feet plus of distance for my scan, for my side scan. All right, so we're in 6 feet of water, but look at here, right there looks like a little something that we want to double check that one. So that's going to be back over here, and it was roughly 36 feet to the left of where we were just traveling. Look at that. I mean, I'm going to say that's definitely a car. So that, I don't have a very good reading on that, but remember, this is a car that's 48 years old under here. Yeah, I'm going to say we definitely have a car there, and it's definitely old.
Maybe a boat?
Huh?
Maybe a boat?
It could be a boat.
I see.
Look on LifeScope. That is not a boat. That is a car.
That is a car.
Oh, look at, you can, we got a shape on it too.
Yep.
Well, let's throw a magnet on it and a buoy on this one. See if there's any other cars in here. But it's definitely...
It's in the right spot.
Right spot and the right age also. So her son Richard has been out here in the pond with a canoe before.
No,
right?
he had a private investigator come out and a firm come out.
Okay.
To look for it, but they were just with a canoe, and they're not sure what the level of their technology is.
Right. So look, we're coming up to it right there. So there's the magnet.
The magnet right there bouncing on the bottom.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to hit it.
And
all right. So I'm bouncing. I'm hitting something there.
You keep going, keep going, keep going. I see it.
And then
it's right. It should be right there. Or fish are swimming out of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a car. I can see the windows.
Yeah.
There might be another structure over to the left too.
Yeah. No, that's just a fish swimming.
Is that a fish?
See it swimming? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let me pull this up and see if I get anything on it. Oh yeah, look at that. So you can't ever really tell what the color of these cars are. Everything just smells, and it's just broken metal pieces at this point. Yeah, that is just destroyed down there. All right, so what we'll do is we'll put this on there and a buoy. We'll finish scanning over here. Yeah, I don't even want to dive on it. Look how that's going to be a huge mess. The good news is on this one is that it's on its wheels.
Yeah.
So it's going to be, I should have better access because it's not in a river. It's been in a still body of water, so I should have better ability to identify headlights or tail lights. Great clarity. The only downside is my dry suit has a hole in it. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
So I'm actually in Jamaica Pond, and we have two vehicles in Jamaica Pond. One that's deeper off the left-hand side in 34 feet of water, which would not be really an accident scenario because it's not on the main road. The other one is in the right-hand corner on the the southwesterly side, over near the beach, near the boat docks and the old boathouse. We have it buoyed on that one. Both of them are very, very old. So but there are two vehicles in Jamaica Pond. So, I mean, it's, and they are the right time period. One is upside down and one is on its wheels. No, understood. I just want to make sure you knew that, I mean, this was the big rumor. It was this pond. And that's what, you know, Rick kept saying, you know, I want to know that there's nothing there, or there is something there, and we came across two cars right away, you know.
Maybe a third.
Maybe a third, Jared's saying, in the same spot. Okay.
We're gonna pick up this first one here that we know, that we were over, because that's right by the bench.
Yep, I see it.
All right, now we're gonna come across another one right there on its wheels. Holy, look at the shape of that one.
Yeah.
Oh, let me back up. That one has a Maverick shape. I mean, again, you see what you want to see, but I mean,
that has the design. It really comes down to.
Yeah. All right, so we need 2 more buoys so far. This battery's dead. That one we're gonna swap out, put the other battery in. We're gonna put a gas motor on at this moment in time, and we still have to finish scanning this all the way around, but right now we have 2, maybe a third car over here. So we need to go mark those. Plus we have the one up here. PD knows that we're here. And we also got to figure out breakfast. All aboard. All right, so you're gonna see this is now gonna drop off from that peninsula, and now we're going to drop off to 20 to 25 to 35 feet here. And so you see how we went from the vegetation on the side imaging to it got really smooth. Smooth is easy to scan and identify vehicles in here. All right, see right there? We just went over on live scope.
Oh.
All right, so let's go start marking these. And then once we mark them, then we'll scan the area some more just to make sure that we didn't miss any. Can you see the back wheel?
Oh.
So that's the back wheel. And that way it'll help us actually be able to spin and pinpoint better where we need to be. We can see the car, there's one car on live scope, you can see it right there. And so right now we're 6 feet away from it. So I need to identify where it's at. And right there, we're locked onto it, nice and tight. So because it's locked on nice and tight, I don't think that it's a car that's been down here for 15 to 20 years. The car that's down here for 15 to 20 years, in my opinion, is going to crumble and come apart unless for some reason I've locked onto the very back of like a old school solid bumper. We won't actually know until we dive on it. So see on the live scope how we're leaving one car, and you can see the next car that we're coming up to, that we're backing up to. All right, it's right off here on the left right here. All right, see it on live scope coming up?
Oh yeah, I do.
So magnet down. So in a lake like this, still body of water. Okay, so look, it looks like it's on its wheels. So that looks like the shape of a Maverick to us. That you're looking at that dark spot at the 8-foot mark.
Yep.
Looks like the rear window or the side window, and that where the 12-foot mark is at looks like where the back of the car slopes down. So now that we have a visual top side of exactly where these two are, now we'll do a scan over this area again and identify if we have any additional vehicles that are not one of these two. So we'll run the rest of this now. Since we did our first scan 35 feet from shore, we're now going to be out roughly 100 feet from shore running the rest of this lake. Morning, sir.
Hi.
So, have you not been informed?
I I have not been informed.
Okay, we were informed that you guys have been informed. So we are working the missing persons case of Dorothy that went missing from the area 47 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know his last name, but our contact is over at the state Massachusetts police. Mike something, I can get you his number from my other guy.
Is there somebody over there I can talk to?
Yeah.
So you guys are doing this for what organization? Or?
So we do this volunteer, so we don't charge law enforcement or the families for it. So
Okay. But you said the state police are aware of this?
Yeah, we were with them yesterday underneath their Marine headquarters. We found a vehicle underneath their place as well.
Okay, and you're just doing a missing person. So it's like an investigative kind of reporting thing.
It is, yeah. That went very well. Thank you, Ranger Evans. So unfortunately, we end up with some that are just so badge heavy. Like, nobody told me you were supposed to be in here. You get your effing boat out of the water right now. We ran into all different scenarios, so very gracious of how Ranger Evans approached us today. It went very well.
The water's a lot clearer than I normally have, so this is nice right now. Alright, so there is our vehicle. It's upside down. We definitely need our hood. Alright, this is a Ford. Okay, we have Ford from cap. White wall tires. Windows are up. I can't tell if it's yellow or white in color. License plate number. Okay. So there's a license plate on here. 654. Alright, we'll be very careful picking it up. What's our plate number?
Your plate number?
Yeah, what's our plate?
Okay, bring it here. Oh, 997.
I got 654.
Give me a second. Got a plate on this one.
I have a Ford. It's a Ford.
It's a what?
It's a Ford.
Bring it here.
My head is super cold. Nice and clear though.
Let me look at the numbers. G54302. I don't think so.
I'll go to the other one then. I'm going down then. Alright, down on this one. Alright. It's going in. Maybe. No, fighting some of the fire. This one. I think that's the pickup truck. Alright, AMC.
He's on the surface.
That was an old GMC Suburban.
GMC Suburban on the second one.
White and blue. No plate.
And that one, windows up, windows down?
Upside down.
Upside-
Windows were up.
Windows are up. That one's upside down, the one with the plates. No, on the Ford.
Front seat I could clear. Did not appear to be anybody in the Suburban. The Ford over here I could not tell.
Oh wow, that was scary. Alright, really forward, now back. Wait, color. Clear window.
That's interesting though. That's an interesting grill.
Headlights on here too.
Huh?
Headlights on here too.
Okay, bring it to me.
They're about ready to fall out, so be careful.
Not sure yet, it's so rusted, but the front grille and the lights are here, so that's a promising. It's promising in that way. It looks similar. Take that look at that piece there. It smells gassy, I'll tell you that. Is it a convertible or is it the black top vinyl?
Oh, hard.
Huh?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's all falling apart. So like, remember it's a black vinyl Maverick, so that black vinyl roof was a skin over the top of it, but it's all falling apart.
These Maverick did. The window's kind of a longer window, so it's about this long for the window.
Right, I'm sure, let me
You
just,
had 4 headlights.
yes. That's an old car though, I'll tell you. It's the 60s, and it was like this. So what is that one? And then this
Or something?
this piece was, it's a corner, like something like this. How long is it? Longer? 17 or is it 15? Mustang or Charger? You know what I mean? It looks like a Charger grill.
A lot of your cars
back then had the Ford.
It's crazy that it's 30 feet right there.
It's 30 feet of water right there?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
35 feet over there.
Jesus.
50 feet in the middle.
I didn't.
So we went straight across from that buoy to here. It was 49.7 feet. It was 35 feet where the car is, and this one's 28. Right there.
In the middle of downtown Boston.
Yeah. There we go.
What is it? Oh, the hub.
That's a hubcap. Looks like a Pontiac hubcap.
Yeah.
I just want to look around the bridges and see if there's an accident scenario. What logo is that?
Yeah. What's that?
It looks like a Pontiac. It actually has glass. It's like a plastic on the inside. Let me just clean it up real quick for you.
Little Mystic boat ramp. That's over by, that's in Charlestown.
Okay, that's on the other side.
Behind where the projects are.
Yeah.
There's a boat ramp there.
Near the Navy Yard?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's right next to where all the carport is, where all the ships bring all the massive amount of cars. Yep.
That's the Pontiac. So it kind of has that Pontiac
Style.
that style with that raised paneling. She would have that though, right there. So the Pontiac has that symbol.
Right.
So this one is like,
It's like a different
it's close to it.
symbol.
All right, we're gonna go pick up our buoys then and make our way back to the trailer.
Okay.
Dress down, and then it's like 11:30, noon or so. So we got you for a few more hours, so we'll go run a little bit of the river.
Told them that you guys are going to be around, so they're aware that you guys are around for that too.
All right, awesome.
So
Thank you.
yeah, no problem. And you shouldn't have as much issues in Brockton. They'll let you do whatever you want.
You got a little leak. Yeah, every couple of days we gotta pump it up. They're great boats, but they do tend to have that issue that we put holes in them.
It's a better day now. G54. Whatever it was. 1, 2, 3 up.
Hello.
Hey Rick, how are you?
Hey, Bill. How you doing?
We're good. Meet the team.
Hey Rick, how you doing?
Hey, Rick. How you doing?
Good, good.
So Jared, myself, so 3 vehicles, 2 Fords, and then a Suburban.
Wow.
That's just in the Jamaica Pond. That's what we found today. Not sure on what the front grille of that vehicle looks like, or what the rims look like on your mom's vehicle.
This third vehicle that we can't identify, I don't believe it to be a Ford Maverick. You know, while the hubcaps might be of a Ford era, whether it be the Maverick or something, the windows themselves, because of the length of the front window on the passenger side, as well as the smaller rear window, the rear window is not indicative of a Maverick regular window, in my opinion. And then the first Ford that I found today has the Ford hubcap. However, the license plate and the color appears to be white in color, not yellow in color. And then the license plate, was not your mom's license.
Right.
Was not the license plate.
And you couldn't get to see, this other Ford vehicle. You couldn't get to see license plates.
No license plate, no, completely gone. I mean, these cars are indicative of the era that we're looking for. You know,
Yeah.
late 60s, early 70s, and they've been in there that long for the two Fords. And then the Chevy is probably a 78 to 82 Suburban, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
So right now, of the three, none of them says, hey, we found your mom. You know, right now it says we need to keep moving forward and let's see what else we can find in the area. We only have a few more hours, you know, left in our day today, and then we have to move on to some other cases.
And you're done with Jamaica Pond at this point.
Those are the only 3 vehicles in there.
Those are the only 3 vehicles in there. And when you said you were waiting on the police, are the police going to try to pull that vehicle up?
They're going to do, they have the emblems on the tires, they have the grill, they have the lights. They're going to figure out what it is, and then they'll proceed further with that. But they're going to dive on all these vehicles that we've done, because they're now targets that they know where they are. I mean, they didn't find them before. No one's known that they were there.
Yeah, but as far as pulling them out, you know, those are not vehicles that you're going to be able to just throw a tow truck chain on and pull out. I mean, they are pieces at this point, and in my opinion, based upon what I've seen in the past, only in the event that they can link one of them to a crime of some sort, or there was somebody in there, then at that point in time, then they're going to do a forensic, dive to recover what they need to on it. But in my opinion, at this point, those vehicles will be in there for the rest of their lives.
But I want to get to the point where we clear the Charles River for you. We've cleared the Jamaica Pond, so that you at least know that she's not here.
Thank you very much.
No,
I can't tell you how much it means.
So what we're going to do is we're going to head to Soldier Field, and then we can, we'll reconvene at the end of the day and we'll tell you where we're at. But we're going to work our way downriver tonight while we have, cameraman with us until 8 o'clock this evening, and we're going to see what else we can find. But we've cleared some areas for you so far, right behind North Station, as well as the area that was of concern at Jamaica Pond.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. We'll see you soon.
And yeah, be safe.
I get you a life jacket.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah, a lot of this, as shallow as it is, we'll be able to just skim right over a lot of it today. And then coming into cases like this too, even though there's guardrails that are here today, 70s we were not big believers in guardrails at all. Now you have up here, like on the bridges, you have like concrete that's been busted off over time, so you always want to check the bridges as well.
You got a shadow on my right side, and you got something.
Yeah, old bridge there.
Yeah.
With the bridge, not very deep at all. We'll check the other side of it. Right now, we're not interested in this other side unless we have time. We'll check this. The east side. We'll check only if we have extra time today.
I don't think she came down the Cambridge side to cut over it. It just doesn't make sense.
Right.
There's something metal there. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's just not deep enough there. It's 7 here, barely deep enough to hide a car. Got a tire down there, a couple more tires.
It's only 3 feet.
Quite a few tires.
But back in the day, you could drive a car right down that lane and right in. There's no guardrail in that front section, so you could drive right down the path.
Yeah. Except it's only 2 feet deep out here.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, now we're too far away from the road here, so.
Still 2 feet.
Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll pick up sonar, we'll breeze through here, knowing that it's only 2 feet and there's no road that we can see. It starts getting really shallow. Whoa, so shallow. Oh. Whoa. Come on. Ah. Too shallow. See, this is why I need to stop listening to you.
What? I didn't say go in there. You just said you decided to go in there and talk about going in the hole.
Listen, I was listening to you.
Why are we going in the hole?
What hole? Why don't you show people what you got us into this time?
Jared decided to drive into a dead end.
Oh, it's a sewage discharge. Look at your sign right there.
Perfect.
Yeah, I don't think we should go in there.
No, it's stormwater.
Sewage discharge.
Wet weather sewage discharge outfall, but stormwater.
Always an adventure with you.
Always going to be. Tire right there too.
Yeah. All right. So straighten that back up. That's all good to go. Is that straight? Yeah, it kind of surprised me we get to 10 feet right here. You think this is like just from the bridge being old and falling apart, or a boat running into it?
Water.
Do you think that this right here, Bill?
It's water damage.
Think so?
Yeah, it's water damage. It's coming down the side and eroding it from up above. Back in the day, it's different though. Like this whole section, you know, had so many other different factories and stuff that are knocked down.
Yeah.
So you could have come behind here back in the day. We don't even know what was here in the 70s. We went in where we did because of the fact that it's upriver near Soldier Field, but the biggest thing is that this whole side, as we come around this corner, there's all kinds of S-turns and bridges where you could have missed a turn or kept going straight off Sturrow Drive directly into the water. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that accident scenario where this Maverick just launched because she either fell asleep, drunk at the wheel, no guardrail, and she ended up, you know, 20 to 40 feet off the bank.
Right.
Very clean bottom.
And we got the depth here now too, so we're back to 8 feet.
Something right there on my left. On my left.
Not big enough.
Too small?
Yeah, too small. I bet you we could pass them. I don't think we can. This boat doesn't have enough juice. They're a lot faster than us. All right, so what school is this right here then?
That's Harvard Crew, because I see the red stripe on his chest. That's an H on his chest. That's Harvard Crew on the right. 8 feet right here.
Yeah. Maybe let's
9 feet.
See what we find. There we go. A lot more roadway right here. I mean, it just goes down.
But only 4 feet of water.
Yeah, it's not very deep at all.
3'7", 3'5", 2'9", getting shallow.
Yeah.
2'5".
I think we have what, like another 2-3 miles on this stretch. We should be down to the dam.
Feet.
The old bridge over here, underwater, right there. Right there it is. Right there. Nope.
Right there.
It's off to the right. So it's just beyond that tree and the bench, kind of just beyond, in line with the bench there. Right there on live. What is it? I don't think it's a car. Let me zoom out. It's only 7 feet in length. It's a boat, I believe. Yeah, maybe a car. Hold on.
Maybe a car. It has window shapes.
Yes, I know.
Oh yeah, that's a car.
It's in the shape of a Maverick. See the back of it there?
I see it.
I mean, like I said earlier though, everything is in the shape.
When you start looking at it, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah, it's a pickup truck.
Huh?
It's a pickup truck.
No, it's not.
No?
That's the back of the car. It's pointed down. That's the side of it. That's the passenger side. Your wheels are at the front right there. It's sitting on its wheels. I meant your hood is what I'm talking about.
Yep.
It's only 3 feet below the surface there. Oh, maybe it's a pickup truck. Oh, it is a pickup truck.
It's a pickup truck, right?
Yeah, because that's the, that's the
two-door.
hood.
It's a two-window with the windows open.
Yep, windows open. That is at the 0 mark. That's your mirror. And then off to the right, then that's the bed of your pickup truck.
Yep. So at this point, we have 2 cars that we found at the lock, and then one car, one pickup truck right at the community docks. When scanning the side that she would typically go to get home to Brighton from the location at Causeway Street. So are we gonna go do the eastern bank, no, the northern bank now?
I mean, you told me we didn't need to, but we can on the way back up. It's not
I think
gonna
we
hurt.
maybe just do it quickly and just see, that way if there's anything there, just in case from here, at least a little bit of it,
Yeah.
up until that Kenmore Square turnoff.
Yeah, I mean, because we don't know. We got to head back up that way anyway, so let's go do it.
Yep. Oh yeah, I can see it there, right there. Floating away though.
Yeah. Remember, Megan, see what we got. Any color?
We're looking for gold.
Yeah.
Inconclusive, but kind of goldy.
Huh?
It's kind of gold.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Let's go back over that again.
Up where there was like a storm pipe coming out. Storm pipe.
Tire.
Tire. Right there.
Not sure what that is.
Yeah. Not sure on that one. I think that's just rust. Your Mavic is not square at the back. Coming up to it right now again. So see, it's longer and it shoots up. That's how we're able to tell.
This is right below the surface.
Yeah, the Maverick kind of tapers off. There's another Cadillac though. Again, there's 4 more bodies in there. There's a Mafia.
Look at this.
Yeah, silver. Pink color. I mean, if it was gold, I'd be all over it, but that's silver color.
Yep.
We got a red one, we got a silver one. You know, at this rate, we're gonna be lucky to make it back before dark.
It's definitely something. We just went over it, right?
No, we haven't. No. Well, we went over it and then I turned around, so we're gonna be coming up on it. And it was out a little further from the bank than I would normally expect a car. That's why we scanned 35 to 50 from bank plus another 75 to the right. Should be coming up right there. Right there. See it?
That's a car.
Yeah, so what kind of car is it? When you do your magnet, you want to be over. But let me figure out where it's at in relation to the bank here. Kind of right off this pipe here.
You're in
So it's off to my left, so stay where you're at. I'm gonna move us back over it. Yeah, I can't tell. I'll have to get some passes on it to tell.
Locked on pretty good.
All right, let's see if you can get any samples.
Can't really tell. It's so rusted. I got orange again.
Orange?
Orange.
Which is what we had before.
Yeah, it's my second piece of orange.
All right. It's not gold.
Not gold. Rusty with orange.
Okay. Less than 2 miles back.
Thank God.
Like 1.8, 1.7 left to go.
It's getting a little nippy. And how are you with your flip-flops?
Yeah, my toes are blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little wet, a little dirty.
Yeah.
But all in all, good though, right? I mean,
we covered a lot of ground today.
Covered a lot of ground. We found 6 cars today.
No, more than 6. 3 in the pond.
Yeah.
1 truck, 3 cars.
So 7.
On this side.
7. So 7 today.
Yep.
You know, but know that one's a pickup truck, one's silver, one's orange, and what was the other one?
Red.
Red. So, and then the 3 cars, we found 2 Fords and a Chevy Suburban.
Yep.
You know, in a pond that no one would ever think that there are 3 cars in, and all of them, been there for a while. So.
I would have thought about it.
Oh yeah.
Bill just tried calling Richard, and we will touch base with him a little bit later to give him a full update as to those additional vehicles that we found in the Charles River today. Now, unfortunately, today was not the day that we found Dorothy, but here's where we need your help. Spread awareness about this video. If you happen to be in the Boston area, you're a fisherman, you have sonar, check some additional waterways. If you know somebody in the Boston area, let them know about the video and what they can do to also help. You know, this is a vehicle that has been in the water for 47, 48 years, and you saw, what it did to our hands and what it looks like on sonar, and as well as what it looks like once we actually dive on some of these targets. So reach out to either us, support@adventurewithpurpose.com, if you find any additional targets that we did not find, or reach out to the Boston PD, reach out to the Massachusetts State Police as well. They were incredible to work with. Even the Parks and Rec Department just spread awareness of, hey, we found a vehicle in the water. They, Parks and Rec today, they were not expecting for us to find any vehicles in Jamaica Pond. And today we found 3 of them, all indicative of the time era that we were looking for. And on every vehicle that we found, like, there was nothing that was a fresh vehicle. All of them happened to match 30, 40 years ago for that time frame. So it's a little disheartening when we find as many cars as we did that meet my criteria, and none of them were Dorothy. But one of these days, Richard and his siblings are going to have answers, fingers crossed, and it's going to happen because of viewers like you that help spread awareness. Anyway, that's all that we have for now. If you did not see episode 1, be sure to check that out. And if you've not done so and you've not subscribed, it is free, and it helps us come out here free of charge to help families like Richard's look for Dorothy. And we never charge law enforcement either. On that one, we appreciate you being here, and we will see you on our next search.